Hi people, it's me, Anja, my pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. The first book on this list is called The Sister Split. This story is a middle-grade contemporary following a young sapphic main character who tries to sabotage her mom's new marriage. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good, and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the family dynamics were so wholesome and I felt so authentic and so well done. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The sapphic sexuality representation was so well done and so good. And I really enjoyed the sister relationship at its core. It was absolutely so awesome, and I just enjoyed it so much because the characters are so well developed and so distinct. This book is absolutely so good. I had really low expectations for it because I had previously read the author's YA book, and this is her middle-grade debut, if I'm not mistaken. But I really enjoyed this book, and I enjoyed it more than her previous YA books. So with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The King is Dead. This story is a YA romantic thriller following a young gay black main character who must choose between love and duty amidst a scandal. This story is absolutely so fantastic, and I rated this story 4 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. Actually though, the first time that I read this book last July of last year, I actually DNF'd it, so the second time around I had really low expectations, so I'm quite surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did. First of all, the mystery was so captivating and so thrilling, and it truly kept me on my toes as I tried to figure out who did it. You know what I mean? The plot is so engaging and so intriguing, like the characters are so well developed and so distinct. The romance was so cute and based on such genuine chemistry and connection. This book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. The family dynamics felt so authentic and so well done. I typically don't enjoy reading about royalty for whatever reason, but this book was so good. And I love how it critiqued the actual royal system, if that makes any sense, with having a biracial, half black gay main character. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But basically, this book is absolutely so good, and I really enjoyed it. So with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Only This Beautiful Moment. This story is a YA contemporary / historical fiction because it follows 3 generational perspectives between 1939, 1978, and 2019 because it ties together the grandfather, the father, and the son. And this book is absolutely so excellent and so brilliant. And I loved how it talked about how the way in which our parents were raised by their parents affects and influences the ways in which they raise us as children. And if we don't understand that relationship, we may never understand our parents at their core. And the ways in which they treat us is determined by the ways in which they were treated by their parents, which is what I just said. But anyway, I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But the point is, the writing was so good, and it was absolutely so lyrical, and this book makes me want to read the author's debut. I had really low expectations for this book, because the last book that I had read by this author last year, or maybe the year before, The Channel Legacies, I just didn't like that book that much, so I was quite surprised to rate this book 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. The 3 perspectives made so much sense, and I truly felt for each and every one of the characters, as well as their dynamics in modern day as well. This book made so much sense. I loved the queerness. I loved the characters. I loved their family dynamics. The plot was so intriguing and so engaging. Like I said, the perspectives made so much sense. The historical, educational setting was so well researched and so well done. This book is absolutely so amazing and it's so brilliant and it was so emotional. So with all that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Last Girl Standing. This story is a YA thriller that follows a young sapphic main character who starts to question what really happened at the summer camp massacre where she and her girlfriend were the only survivors. This story was good, but it wasn't great, and it definitely wasn't the exciting thriller that I was really expecting it to be, but I think that's completely my fault. Because I was expecting this book when I started it to remind me of You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, which is a similar black sapphic YA summer camp thriller setting that I read at the end of July. It was the first book that I read in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I read it on the way to Korea. But anyway, the point is, this book wasn't that good, but of course I should know that, because I should know by this point that nothing good ever comes from comparing this book to something else, even if that other book was also mid. Anyway, the point is, the mystery in this book wasn't as captivating as I really wanted it to be, and the ending, in my opinion, doesn't really make any sense, and I was more invested in the events through the first half than the second half. The characters were definitely interesting, and the plot was engaging, and the romance was definitely there. It definitely existed, but, like, for me, I just didn't enjoy this book as much as I really could have. I don't know if that makes any sense, because I'm trying not to spoil anything, but basically, overall, this book was mid. It was 3 stars. It's definitely the worst book that I've ever read by this author, and maybe this also should stick to writing YA contemporaries. So anyway, with that said, take that as you will. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called Clementine and Danny Save the World and Each Other. This book is a YA contemporary marketed as You've Got Mail meets Tweet Cute, which means that I initially had really low expectations because I've never seen You've Got Mail, and Tweet Cute, in my opinion, was mid. But I was genuinely surprised when I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. It's a YA contemporary following 2 friends who are teaming up to combat gentrification while also having anonymous rivaling online identities. I don't know if that makes any sense, but basically this book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, and I was honestly surprised by that when I started this book, because typically I don't enjoy it when multiple perspectives are set in first person, and I genuinely think usually that the characters are more better developed when the story is set in third person. But since this book was set in first person, it really allowed me to get inside their heads and make me realize like their motives and their characters individually and where they were both coming from, if that makes any sense. The plot was intriguing and it was engaging. The romance was so cute and I really enjoyed it. I also enjoyed their individual family dynamics and friendships because they both made so much sense. I just really enjoyed this book so much because it was so immersive and so cute. For example, I loved the pacing of the romance. It was executed so well. This book is so underrated and it deserves so much more hype. So with all that said, like I said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars and I would highly recommend it. So in conclusion, August so far has been a better reading month than July was, and I really hope that it continues to be. So in other news, if you enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the ghost emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video.